Christmas is just around the corner, and we will soon celebrate with families, friends, and sometimes by ourselves. And this made me reflect on my first Christmas here in Sweden. It wasn't what I expected at all. And today, let's talk about the 5 cultural shocks I have had with Scandinavian Christmas traditions since moving to Sweden. So let's start with Christmas Day. We all know that Christmas is one of the most celebrated holidays in the world, and it's typically observed on the 25th of December. Officially, it's a Christian holiday marking Jesus' birthday. And usually, many countries, including Tanzania, where I come from, celebrate Christmas on Christmas Day, the 25th of December. The day would usually start with a lovely breakfast. Some people who are religious will go to church, and then later on enjoy a big lunch with family and friends, eat, drink and dance the whole day. But in Sweden, it's all about Christmas Eve, the 24th of December. Likewise, the day begins with a festive breakfast, of course, and in the evening, families gather around for the grand Christmas dinner. So there is plenty of eating, dancing around the Christmas tree, and celebrating well into the night, sometimes getting into fights. Next day, which is Christmas Day, of course, things slow down because they have been partying all night, understandably so. That means nothing major really happens on Christmas Day. Everyone is in their house gowns, relaxing and enjoying leftovers. This was a total shock for me because I just couldn't imagine letting the Christmas Day pass quietly with just leftovers. It just didn't sit right with me. Back in Tanzania, the 24th is just another day, not even a public holiday. People just wait for the big day, the Christmas Day. So to bridge this cultural difference, my family has created our own tradition. We celebrate Christmas twice. On the 24th, we embrace Scandinavian Christmas with my husband taking charge of the kitchen. And then on the 25th, it's the Tanzanian Christmas, of course. And it's my turn to cook. I prepare pilau, chapati, and all the delights I grew up with. Friends and family sometimes will join us, making it a wonderful mix of both traditions. Next up, let's talk about the traditions of Christmas presents, or as they call it in Sweden, julklapp. In Sweden, there is a huge focus on gift giving during Christmas. People spend a lot of time and money on presents, sometimes on things that aren't even necessary. There is always tradition of kids writing letters to Tomte or Santa Claus, which is really cute, I think. However, the expectation to fulfill their wishes can feel overwhelming at times, because this is the time they go for a kill and they would ask for those most expensive things that you would usually never buy. If I can reflect growing up in Tanzania, Christmas was all about food. I remember as a kid, the excitement would start in the morning when I would see my mom busy in the kitchen preparing special Christmas lunch. The aroma of spices filling the house. It was impossible to wait. I still have that memory in my head. My dad had his own tradition. He would get up early in the morning and make some French toast for the whole family for breakfast. And this was probably the only one day of the year he stepped into the kitchen. Meanwhile, my mom would spend hours preparing pilau and other delicious dishes. When it comes to presents, for us kids, the highlight was about getting new clothes and new shoes. This was all our Christmas present. While Sweden's present giving tradition is lovely, it can feel a bit overwhelming at times, in my opinion. Please don't get me wrong. I love presents. And do you know what would make a perfect gift this year for me? Is if you subscribe. It will mean the world to me. Otherwise, I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments about Christmas gift-giving tradition. You know I love reading your comments. Now let's talk about the countdown to Christmas. I actually love this one. In Sweden, the holiday spirit starts on December 1st already with Advent calendars. So every day from the 1st to the 24th, if you have the Advent calendar, you open a little surprise. This is such a fun activity, especially for kids, as it builds excitement towards Christmas. And you know what? Advent calendars aren't just for kids either. As a grown-up, you can also get into the fun. My favorite ones are the store calendars, which are free but offering discounts on some selected items. Several years ago, I managed to get myself a Le Creuset Dutch oven at 50% off. That was a steal, so I was so happy. But when I compare to Tanzania, December 1st is just another day. I actually didn't know Advent calendars existed before moving to Sweden. The Christmas season doesn't really start until a week before the 25th of December. Moving to Sweden taught me to enjoy the entire month of December with these little mini activities. Speaking of Advent, the fourth cultural shock is Advent Sundays. As I said before, Advent wasn't a big deal where I grew up. It was more of a church thingy for Catholics and Lutherans when they went to church on Sunday. But in Sweden, Advent is a cherished tradition that brings a cozy sense of anticipation towards Christmas. Each Sunday leading up to Christmas, Swedes would light a candle in a 4-candle Advent holder. And by the fourth Sunday, all candles are glowing, filling homes with warmth and light during the dark winter evenings. There is also this tradition of Advent fika, where people gather to enjoy coffee and traditional Christmas bakes like lusekata, or as they call them, saffron buns, and pepparkakor, or in English, gingerbread cookies. In our home, we have our little traditions when it comes to Advent Sundays. The first Advent marks the official start of Christmas. We bring out decorations like the star lanterns for the windows and Advent candlesticks. It's also when we hang out outdoor lights to brighten the long, dark nights. This is one Swedish tradition I've completely fallen in love with. It's the perfect way to get into the Christmas spirit, I think. Last but not least, one of the most surprising Swedish Christmas traditions is watching Donald Duck and his friends on Christmas Eve. Every year at 3 p.m. sharp, Swedish families gather around the TV to watch this iconic Disney special, wishing them a Merry Christmas. It's a mix of classic cartoons and holiday clips, and for some reasons, it's a national treasure here. It's like nobody misses it on Christmas Eve. I found this quite strange at first, because in Tanzania, Christmas TV isn't really a big thing. People are just too busy celebrating, drinking, and eating their way out. And that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I think you will also love this video right here about 10 must-try Swedish Christmas foods, just to get your Christmas spirit high up. Before I go, I would like to wish you a very Merry Christmas. May this season bring you joy, warmth, and meaningful reflections for the new year. And please do subscribe if you haven't already. For my subscribers, thank you so much. It means the world to me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Hej då!